well, we got two boxes here, and I'm gonna see what's in them. I'm gonna do an unboxing. That's the Avante down there. That's the Stinger up there. I'm gonna do an unboxing of both, and then I'll put in my my build video. So stay tuned. All right, well, let's see what we got here. This is the little Freewing Stinger. So it'll be my first jet. I'm just gonna see what we got in the box. I should have a battery in here too, somewhere. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Oh, that's nice. So we have a little oh, these dogs around here. But anyway, so we got a little tested thing here. So we know that it's theoretically it has been QC'd, so that's good. Now we're gonna close that door. There's too many dogs barking. Alright, so well, we got a 30-day warranty. And our test. What we got here? Oh, so okay, so another box. Okay. Here's the actual box with the plane in it. So let's see what we got. Let's get this out. They probably stuck the battery in here, I would assume, because the tape was all off. Oh, there's my battery. I don't know if that's, let's see if that's an extra one right now, but that's the battery. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Well, it's packaged really nice, actually. As you can see here, let's get it out all the way. It's packaged really nice. It's got foam on the top and the bottom of the wing. Everything is supported in there really nice. So let's take the pieces out and see what we got here. So here's your braces over the top. We got the wing, the giant wing. The servo is already installed. Got that. And then we got the tail feathers in there. No damage. They look really nice. They look really good. Here's the top. What else do we have? Oh, this is the one piece. This is a little turtle deck piece. This is the only piece we have to glue on. We've got the vertical stab, the rudder installed, and then the fuselage. Fuse and owner's manual, and then we got the bag with all the little bits and pieces with the what is in here. I'm assuming these are screws for everything. These are Y harnesses and other bits that you need to finish it. Looks good, so I am going to get all of this stuff sorted out. That's my unboxing because there's not a whole lot. This is my battery. I ordered a spare battery because I only have two, so now I have three. So there's my Admiral 2200. So yeah, that's it. I'm gonna get going on this. I'm gonna put this thing together. I've got a, well, that'll be in the build video. So that's the unboxing. Not too much. Actually, everything looks really good. Oh, there's the fan. There's the business end. 12 blade fan is what it looks like. That is definitely what she looks like. Looks like a 12 blader. So there we go. Then we'll be back. Stay tuned for the build video. Okay, so the first step is you take the main wing and you connect the Y harness. That's step one. Step two, reverse the fuselage and turn off the tape. Okay, did that. You reverse the fuselage, and then there's some tape on the fan unit here. You take that off. So you're installing the wing already. Okay, so the way that you install the wing, the servos are going to go right up through the little hole here, and that's how she goes. So the servos, when you do it, you're going to kind of, so there's a hole right in there. You want the servo, the wing servo, to go up and through that hole. So that's how we're going to do that. We're just going to lay this down here, feed that up through there, and then you can kind of get it where it's going past all the other wires in there. And then once I get that on, I'll come back and we'll show you how your aileron wires through. You put the wing on. One thing you got to make sure of is there's a little slot right there that goes right there in the wing. So you want to line that little slot up, or that little notch. And then another thing to look out for is your aileron wires. You can kind of see in there, they bunch up. So you got to make sure that the wires are all the way through, and you kind of pull them and make sure they're all the way through. Then the wing goes on real nice. You'll know if your wires aren't through, because the wing won't want to go on here. It won't want to sit. So make sure you pull the wires all the way through before you put the wing on. And then you just use the screws. You just use 4 screws and you attach the wing. And let's do that. Okay, so use 4 screws. So you just like so. Let's see, I'm not in the holes or something here. There we go. Coming through now. And you just add a little pressure to it so you can get your screwdriver in there. This one. She's going in. Okay. And they're getting tight. And then we'll get these front ones in. Front ones will go in. And then we're good to go. Some longer ones on those. There's 2 really long bolts in there. I'm assuming that's for these. So once we get those long bolts in, on the front ones here, you want to use the really long ones. There's these size, and then there's 2 longer ones. You want to use the longer ones up here, and they're hard to get in. You got to really mess with them to get them to go in. So then you just screw them in. Once you get them in, there's a little wood block up here that you got to get them into. So just, that's how you get it going. And then you just screw it in. But it's hard. So if you're having a problem, it's going to take a while to kind of wiggle that wing around. So I am going to I'm going to pull this out a little bit. And then I'm going to get this one tight, And then I'm gonna get the other two. Now these, you can use the short ones, really test fit those. So yeah, so you just test fit those in there and they go right in. So, kind of a pain in the ass, to be honest with you. Don't over tighten them, you're going into foam and plastic, just get them snug. And once you see it, you know, you can feel it. So now the wing is on, servos are coming out. Okay. And we'll see what the next step is, stay tuned. Next, we're gonna put the rudder and we're gonna fix that to the tail feathers. That's really simple. We're just using one of the screw with the, it's got a little collar on it. So you're gonna use that screw with the collar on it. And this just screws in through the wood block. You know, you go through the wood block and into your, and that just goes like that. And then it's gonna go into your rudder. I'm sure that's just a wood block in the rudder, so let's get that sucker in there. Yep, just a wood block. It gets pretty tight, so just keep screwing it till it gets pretty snug. Don't over tighten it. Remember, it's foam and plastic. So it's pretty good. Yeah, and then once she's in, yeah, once she's snug, you're good to go. So there you go. Don't get it too tight. Doesn't need to be. And stay tuned, and then we're gonna fix the tail feathers. And then, so I twisted my elevator together, just so I would know that's what it was, and then here's my rudder. So we're gonna put this is gonna go right on here, right, just like that. And then you're gonna run the wires in through here and in through this hole, and then it's gonna get up in here, your elevator and your rudder servos. So we're gonna do that now. I'm gonna put this on and then get the screws in. And once we get those screws in, it can just go just like that. And then you're just gonna run everything right up in here. And once you run it up in, I think you could probably just see how that goes. It's a pretty tight little fit. We'll probably have some type of, I'll probably use some type of fish to get that, you know, to get that in there. But we'll see. And maybe, yeah, so we'll do that. I'll do that after I get it tightened down, and then I'll show you what I did. The thing I'll say, make sure you use the longer Y harness on your tail feathers. Doesn't really say it in the instructions, but if you don't use the harness, it's not going to get up here. You're not going to be able to plug it into the receiver. So yeah, so there's that, and that's just a quick tip. I'm still installing the tail feathers, just getting this stuff all in here. It's a little bit more difficult than I would have thought this little guy would have been. But there you go, that's in there now. So that's your tail feathers. Then you use the long screws going in the top and tighten those down. And that should be good to go for the tail feathers. I'm going to tighten those up and then we'll be back. These are actually pretty hard too to get to go in. I started them with a bigger screwdriver, and then, you know, just so I had some more grip, and then I went to a smaller screwdriver. But that's all you're doing right there. You're just taking that screw and just snugging them down. And that's, you know, once you can see the gap here. I'll see it right there. You can see the gap. And then I'll show you, once you get them tightened down, there should be no gap in that foam. And you just want them tightened down till that's gone. You don't have to crank them down. until that gap is gone, you're good to go. And you just screw that in. I could feel it come down. Now it's tight. I'm just going to give them all one little extra tweak. That's good. Okay. Now we're going to have to run these wires all through here, through the turtle deck, I guess you'd call that. We're going to run them all up here, and then we'll start getting, things plugged into the receiver. I'm using an Admiral receiver. This is the with stability plus gyro, $29. So pretty good little receiver. It's got one button recovery, and there's all you get. There's the bag, and we'll get this thing all fixed up, and I'll show it to you once it's in the plane. I made a little tool, and that's how I fished my rudder servo. I'll show you that tool once I pull that through. So made it really easy. That's my rudder servo. But here's the tool I made. I just took a piece of, I don't know if you can see that very good. I made a little fish wire. Oh, there you can see it. And all I used was this, I used this 0.32 music wire. And so when I went to go do it, I just fished this up through the turtle deck, like so. And then you can kind of see it. You can see it in there. So it just goes in there, and then I grab the wires and pull them through. So let's see if I can have an easy time with this. It wasn't that easy to get that servo through, even with the little fish thing I made. So you got to play with it a little bit before you're going to get it to go through. It's kind of a pain in the ass because it's such a small little space. But I just try to grip the wire and just kind of work it through. And then over here, it's here, it's coming through, so let's see if we can get her. And I'm caught on the speed control wire right now. It's kind of, like I said, it's a little bit of a challenge to get this stuff, but I think I'll get it. Alright, we're going to try that again. Almost got it, but you get the drift, you get the gist of it. So that's how you do it. I'll come back once I got all the wires pulled. Basically that's all the servos through. Now we're going to glue our little turtle deck piece on right here. Oh, it's going to get glued on right there, like right there. So that's going to get glued on. I cut little areas for the glue to go into with my X-Acto blade. I just score it up a little bit. Anytime I'm going to use foam tack, and then I do the same thing on this surface. So all you're doing is just scoring it up, putting a little score in there, making it nice and rough so that the glue has a place to go in the foam. And I saw that on Motion's website, and it makes sense. So now I'm just going to use some foam tack. I didn't get any with the plane, so I'm going to use foam tack from a P50, the Flightline P51. I'm going to glue that on and then get the receiver ready. Okay, so now all your wires are run. You can see that's your, these are your ailerons. This is your elevator. This is your rudder and throttle and battery. So now we just need to put in the receiver. And we'll see where that, we'll see how we mount that. I'll show you where I mount that once I get position for it. Little supplemental thing, nobody showed where they put their receivers, which the only place I can see is you gotta put it back in there on top of the ESC. You can't even fit it down here anyway because it's too wide with this. And even if you put it back here, if you got it there, the battery takes that whole thing up. So I'm going to put that in there. I'm going to try and figure this out, and then I'll show you guys where I mounted it. I'll put that in the build video too. So It was kind of frustrating because nobody showed. Everybody had build videos, but nobody actually really talked about it. I mean, I know they put it back there because I saw that, but it's like, man, it doesn't seem like that would work. But, all right, stay tuned. Well, this concludes the build on the little Stinger. Here is what I did. The battery goes in sideways, and I don't know if you can see in there, but man, is it crowded. I had to put my receiver back there. So I moved the speed control back as far as it could go with the receiver. And then the battery does fit in here pretty nice, but I mean, oh boy, is it tight. So we'll see if that works. Hopefully I'll have a maiden maybe this week, and hopefully it's still in one piece this week. Alrighty, have a good day. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you out there.